Creating static websites are much more challenging in the current day-to-day trend where Bootstrap, JavaScript, Node.js, and lots of different frameworks are coming in. However, there is a framework which is called Hugo, which is making our life simpler in generating a static HTML page where you can write markdown files and these gets translated into a static HTML page. You can even write HTML code and integrate it with the Hugo based websites. Let's see what is Hugo and how we can use Hugo and create a website.
Press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss any update from Tech Primus.
Hugo is one of the most popular open source static website generators which is available out there in the industry right now, which can be leveraged if you are creating a portfolio based website or if you are creating a static website where you want to host documentation information or something similar. Hugo is written based out of Go language and it is open source, so you can go to github.com/Hugo, go Hugo. So this is where Hugo has hosted their code base. It is written in Go language. That is why it is called as Go Hugo and it is hosted in the IO domain. There is a command line interface which makes our life simpler when we are creating the website. That is what is creating this faster building process. Let's see how we can use it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the terminal today in order to download the Hugo CLI. So what we can do inside Mac OS is I am going to use Brew. So Brew is my home based, what do you call, the Mac OS based command line installer. So I'm going to say that Brew install Hugo. This will bring in Hugo. If you are in Windows, you can go to the Hugo website and then hit the downloads option and then see what you can leverage. Right, for example, let's do a quick start. I'll show you that link so that you can go and take a look at it. Here if you see, this has a Linux or a Mac OS based version, but if you see install Hugo, you should be able to see the Windows based one. Yeah, so you can have the Windows based one here, right? Yeah, so you can take a look at that and then we can even download the tarball. You can directly download the tar and then use the Hugo from there directly. For now I'm going to use the Mac OS version, so I'm just doing a brew install Hugo, and if you see here it's already installing it, right? It's just updating my brew and then auto update home brew and then it's trying to update my Hugo. So yeah, I think it's saying that Hugo is already there because I installed it sometime back. If you want to reinstall, fine, that's fine. So I have the Hugo installed already, and once it is installed I get a command line tool, right? So I'm just hitting the -v. Let's see if it is able to identify. I don't know if it has a version. Let's see. I don't think it has a version, right? How do I even know what version it is? I'm not sure. It has a version Hugo. Okay, you can just say Hugo space version, right. So you can just do a Hugo space version in order to identify what version it is, and currently I'm using the 0.46 version of Hugo. So what we are going to do is we are going to create a website. I'll create a Hugo based website. I'll just say Hugo example, right? I'll just say Hugo example, and let's try going into the folder, and now we need to create a website, right? Using the command line tool we can create the website out of the box. Right now if you see, there is nothing inside this particular folder. Using the Hugo command line, you can just hit Hugo. You want to create a new site, right? I want to create a new site in this particular directory, so I'm just saying dot. So Hugo is the command line interface, so I'm having Hugo. New is what I'm going to create it as a new instance or whatever, and I'm going to create a site, so I just say site, and if I say whatever directory, it will create a whole new website here. So let me do a ls and see what are all there. So if you notice here, automatically this is not an old website, it just created these many folders and files. Everything got created out of the box just like that, right? So I didn't even do anything. There are different files. Let's take a look at that by opening our VS Code. It's been a while since I opened VS Code. I don't want to bring up IntelliJ for this small web project. It's just a static HTML project, so I feel VS Code is the best suit. So I'm just opening that. So we have the project open here. Let me close these guys. So this is the project structure, right? The Hugo example project has a config of 2ml. If you have noticed, this is a new extension for us, right? We have seen YAML, we have seen .properties.json. What is this 2ml, right? 2ml is just another language which is created by Tom, so he just names it as Tom's obvious minimal language. It is he claims that it is much better than the other YAML or whatever based languages, right? So we'll see. It's not that difficult to learn. It's just simple as similar to how we used to have properties in a Java context file, right? So it is something similar. So config.toml will have all the configurations for this particular website. For example, the base URL, it says some http colon. So if you want to change it, you can change it. Language code, it just says enus, and you have a title also. So we are going to say our first Hugo based site. So that is what I have changed. And you have lots of directories. If you see themes directory is empty, we'll see how we can integrate themes. And there are different directories. Every directory is empty, right, except for the arch type, which has a default format. Basically, this is the format in which every md file will be created. So if you notice here, we have a file called .md. So if you don't know, .md is a markdown language with which you create documentation. If you go to github.com, you can see lots of readmes. So readmes are based on the markdown language. So that is what we will be creating here. So what I'm going to create is, I'm going to create a new let's say we can use a theme to integrate that into our Hugo website. So right now it doesn't have any theme. If you see here, it's empty. I'm going to use a theme. For example, I'm going to use this particular theme called hide in order to integrate that into my application. So in order to do that, you can go to the theme folder and then clone this particular hide theme. So what I'm going to do here is, I'll go to the command line interface. The good part is everything can be done by the command line interface, where you, if you want to integrate different repos, you can do that. So that is what I'm doing here. I'm just saying git clone and do that in the particular directory. So I copied the dollar as well, so I'll remove that. So this is cloning the hide repository inside this particular theme folder. And see here, there is a folder called hide, and I can just notice here it should be here. Yeah, and see that the hides folder has exactly similar layout similar to our Hugo website. So this basically denotes that whatever we have in the theme can be overridden at our layer. So if let's say a theme has a layout inside that, for example index.html, this index.html can be overridden in our layer here under the layouts folder. The folder structure is exactly the same. The reason for that is we can override the themes at our layer. So right now we don't have any other file. We just have the theme ready, but we don't have any index page, right? It just has a arch type. So let's go and create that index or any default page, right? What I'll do is I'll use the Hugo same way. I'll say new. I want to create a new page this time. I'm not going to provide the site. Instead, I'll just say create a index.md. So this will be like the starting point of any website. So there is an error. If you notice, we got a error here, unable to locate. I think we are in the wrong directory. We should have been inside the Hugo example, and let me rerun this guy, right? So I'm just saying Hugo new index.md, and this now has created a .md file, right? So this is what we need, and let's go and check the md file. And notice that this particular file got created under content. So any new page you create, it will be created under content. So right now the title is empty. We are just going to say home, and you can provide some description, right? So I'll just say this is the home page. I'll also create some new what do you call, let's say I'm going to create a folder called apps. I want to create a folder called apps, and under that I'll just say website, right? I'll just say website.md. Okay, and I want to create one more called store.md, right? So I created multiple md files. If you see here, these are getting created under the content, and they also have some similar default arch type. So this was a default arch type which came in from this default.md, and now you can replace it. If let's say you want to have a different thing, you can add it here as well. Now we have to integrate this theme into the Hugo website, right? So we have installed the theme under the folder, but how will the um, application or the site know that it needs to use that particular theme, right? So we need to provide a theme option and mention what theme we are using it, right? I'm just going to mention the theme as hide. Now, in order to bring this application and get it hosted in a web server, Hugo provides a easier way. You can do a Hugo Serve and -d, and this creates a live reload template basically, and you can use this particular website and then go and hit our URL. So I just copied it. Let me go and hit this particular URL. So notice that this has brought our first website up, right? And it is using the hide theme. So hide theme is something similar to this, right? And if you notice here, we have something similar, and there are two different pages, one called store, one called website. If I click on it, nothing happens, but let's try adding some content and then see how it happens. So here I'm going to say this. Okay, this is a store, right? Categories, I'm just going to say I have different categories. For example, I have books, I have stationery, I have utensils, etc., right? So I have some category or the other. So the moment I save this particular file, right now I'm not saved, let me save this file. The moment I save, Hugo detects that there is a change and it automatically rebuilds the size and it pushes that into the browser. So this is called the live reload, right? So it creates a WebSocket and then it just asks the browser to refresh it. And if you notice here, the content has got changed. And these are all markdown content. So whatever you write here, it's all markdown, right? So you can write all the markdown based syntaxes. If you want to have tables of contents, you can add them, etc. So if I click on this, it just goes to the home. And if you can even modify this layout. If you want to modify the layout, either you can go to the themes and then directly change it. If you go to the themes, you can directly change it in the theme, or if you want to override that, you can override this in the layout section here. But this is the easiest way in order to create a static website. And if you see here, like if you want to get a very good theme, you can go to the themes option here and use a very good theme based on what kind of website you're trying to create. This is a pretty good tool when you want to have quick websites, when you want to have a very neat website and you don't want to spend much time on creating and aligning it with the browsers, right? So this is a very good utility with which you can create static websites on the fly, and you can manage that in a much effective and a productive manner. I hope you guys like this particular video. As always, you can go and take a look at this particular code. I'll just upload the code whatever I had here into a GitHub repository. You can take a look at it. I'll also mention a readme with all the steps which I had done here. You can take a look at that as well. If you like the video, go ahead and like it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to it. Meet you again in the next video. Thank you very much.